2023 has been a fantastic year for my horological journey. I got to sell untouchables, I got to buy mini grails, but most importantly, I got to meet a ton of fantastic people. From watch reviewers to microbrand owners to members of this community I'm so proud of having put together. This YouTube channel has given me a lot and I tried my best to give back. As a matter of fact, I have an announcement to make at the end of this State of the Collection video. As everyone watching will agree, our collections are living entities, changing size and shape, breathing as we further our education, expanding our means, or scaling down, or simply getting bored. Being a YouTube reviewer complicates things further by adding the variable of buying watches just to review them on the channel. As a consequence of the 11 watches that were in my collection exactly 1 year ago, only one has survived, and I believe it's fair that I should start this video with it. After buying it with stickers on for less than 50% of its retail price, the Brew Retromatic is the watch that has opened my eyes to the pre-owned market. As a consequence of both its status of being the veteran of the collection and its versatility, this is the timepiece that, according to my notes, has spent the longest time on my wrist last year. Factoring in the all-important aspect that it's my wife's favorite, I believe it's safe to say it will also be featured in a 2025 SOTC video. Next up is another watch that's here to stay. The Rogue X is what I like to call a field diver, as its rugged frame is complemented by a rating of 200 meters of water resistance and a bezel that benefits from precise and well-balanced action. Helping to track a secondary time zone is a feature I find infinitely more useful than timing hypothetical deep dives, so this is one of the watches I take with me when traveling across Europe. I also very much like the way the leather strap is aging. From a watch that's helpful with tracking a secondary time zone to a proper GMT. One of the last videos I published in 2023 detailed how this Mido old dial was saved by a cardiologist. The strap Dr. Meke has handcrafted gave it an upscale appearance and made it a permanent fixture in my collection, perfectly illustrating a recurring theme of it: personalization. This is still work in progress though, as the crystal needs to be replaced because of peeled off AR coating that has been applied to its top. I am yet to find an affordable under $1,000 watch with better fit and finish than this Wisa Damascus 88. That, however, is not all, as I believe I managed to improve its looks by fitting it with Henry Archer's great quality beads of rice bracelet. As a consequence, it retains its status as the crown of my collection, and considering it's very unlikely I would increase my budget in the foreseeable future, I don't see this status being seriously challenged anytime soon. Better looking than the more famous similarly styled Zine 356 and IWC Pilot chronos, this Hamilton's strap monster being beautifully complemented by any color or texture I cared to experiment with, but at 38mm in diameter, the 15mm height makes it look quite bulky and gives it heft, which is why I believe I hit the jackpot when I decided to pair it with this Zelos bracelet. It never looked flimsy in the first place, but now it feels indestructible. The only thing close to how incredibly nice Akira and Peter are is the quality of the watches they produce.
Reflecting on the mandala bursts, I would say they actually perfectly embody second hour's business ethos, seriousness and attention to detail that don't stand in the way of fun and originality. I've spent a big chunk of my summer wearing this watch for review purposes, and I simply couldn't let it go back to Australia. Take that for unbiased praise. I had hunted this watch down for the better part of 2023. Not giving up on the criteria that any watch I add to the collection should bring something new to it, the regulator ticks quite a few boxes and is my go-to watch when it comes to dressing up for an event. I wish it had a smaller footprint, but the 41mm case means the dial has plenty of presence, inviting the occasional stare from confused onlookers. It also lives up to its complication meaning due to cask level calibration of its movement and is objectively the best bang for buck piece in my collection. One of the most versatile watches I own, this Alpinist is the first Seiko I might keep. I got it in a trade from Serious Watches, the online store I will always recommend to European collectors, and its saving grace is the Erica Marine Nationale strap it came with as a bonus. If the fragile original strap would have been the only option, I would have sold the watch by now, because the 19mm lug width would have made it impossible to wear. As of now, this one's walking the fine line between staying or leaving. As previously stated, the most valuable aspect of running this YouTube channel is meeting quite a few fantastic people. One of the watch enthusiasts I am now privileged to be able to call friends is Marian, the owner of the Romanian microbrand Albert Villa. This prototype of the Eternal will forever remain in my collection for being both a great watch and a beloved gift from somebody I respect and look up to. The Commuter appeared out of nowhere and knocked me off my feet. I have documented slowly changing my preference towards smaller timepieces, but I never would have thought I would wear a 36mm watch. Well, 36.5 technically. Well, actually a 38 if I were to only trust my eyes. The trick this watch manages to pull is worthy of an Oscar for special effects. This is the 37mm Seiko next to the 36.5mm Traska. By giving it a 20mm bracelet while polishing the outside of a sloped narrow brushed bezel, the American microbrand adds a couple of virtual millimeters to the Commuter, making it fit perfectly on my slightly above the average 19cm wrist.
So that was the last watch in the box. However, there's one more watch I've added to my collection, which is so left field for me that I decided to make it the first watch I review in 2024. But before unveiling it, I have an announcement to make.
As a way to expand the scope of this channel and trying to offer alternative ways of accessing my content, I have spent the last few months working on something I am really proud of. The watchaone.net website. This new website will feature reviews in written form and exclusive content, interviews, news, and a for sale section.
Coming back to the latest watch I've added to my collection, 3, 2, 1,